What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Minion Simulator, where today I decided to show you guys my entire journey from the start to finish for this leaderboard run and what I did to get up here as number one for a very brief moment. So you're gonna see my documented journey starting from 2 weeks ago up until the 26th of November when all that grind came to an end. And so this is exactly what happened here, guys. So here I am in Maple Hospital trying to roleplay everything that happened, but basically about 2 weeks ago, and let's say a few days give or take, I noticed that I felt really weak. My body felt like it was shutting down. I felt that my legs, I couldn't walk. And because I couldn't walk, because I have a sore throat, I immediately knew that I had the coronavirus. So I had to test myself. I was tested positive, I was hospitalized the full day, and I had to have antibodies. Now, if you guys have watched me for such a long time, you would know that by July and August I had a bit of problems with my lungs, and it's getting better. It's getting better, but I didn't want to risk anything with this virus doing any damage any further, so I did take the antibodies and I felt much better. Now, fast forward to a day or two later, my best friend over here decided to get this Dark Matter Samurai and reached the 4th place as soon as he got it. Like, it was like something around 18 or 17. As soon as he got that, he went up all the way to 4th. And look at the 1st place, it was 23 for 1st. And so he decided, like, hey, let's try this out. Let me give you my huges and my Dark Matter Samurai, and let's see if you get number 1. So I was like, yeah, why not? Let's try it out. And I did that, and look at this. Look at the difference between what I have and what 1st place has. And by this time, I was in shock. Like, I was in so much shock that I wanted to stay there. Like, who wouldn't want to stay there? So I went ahead and I did some stuff. Like, by stuff, I mean, I put stuff in the Dark Matter machine. I used all the Robux I could get to try to stay there as much as possible. And yeah, it was a bit expensive, but I wanted to at least stay there for the day. Like, it would have been such a cool thing to stay there for the day, but that didn't last. It just did not last. I was there for maybe like an hour. I would say 1 hour at best. I don't think I was there for much longer than that, but still, it was pretty cool to see that. Now, the second thing is, this Dark Matter Samurai, by the way, is insane, and I can't even imagine what the next one is gonna be. The tank, the same thing, and the game keeps on evolving to get better and better and higher damaged stuff. So what I did was I went to a trading server, I met a lot of you guys, gave a bunch of stuff away. I'm just gonna have maybe 1 or 2 clips on here. But something really cool happened next. So as I was walking trying to get the best minions possible, I noticed there are 2 huge mages over there. And as I turned around, I was like, wait a minute, that's Mimi68. That is the number 1 player. That's the person, when I got to number 1, they were at number 2. And like I said, it's only for a brief moment, because as I looked at the chat, I noticed they're already at number 1. It only was like an hour, or maybe less than an hour, that I was at number 1. But not only that, but look at this. Look at her reply. Hello, Dayjee. Good job, by the way. And that was the start of the meet. Some people, when they hit number 1 and they've been at number 1 for a long time, someone takes their spot even for just a brief moment, usually a lot of people pick on them. Like, haha, you can't stay there anymore. Or they just get really annoying and they start bullying. But this person was so kind, so down to earth, such a lovely person. And when we met up and we had our huges out, it started to become like a party. You have these 4 or 5 huge mages all next to each other, which, by the way, it is the 2nd highest huge in demand in the game. Number 1 being the huge axolotl, and then number 2 is the huge mage. And look at this. Look at what happened next. The amount of people that showed up were with all their huges left and right. It was such a spectacle just to see all of that. And not only that, I got to see one of my favorite minions ever, which is this. I think it belongs to her. And these were awarded to the top 10 players during the Halloween event. It was the leaderboard run back then. And that is ridiculously good. And I had such a pleasure to meet Mimi68. I hope that we meet again. And then fast forward to a few days later, another one of my friends, Nixie, becomes number 1. And at this point, we are about maybe 4 days before this contest is over. And I tried to meet up with her during this time to get her on here, but I guess she was AFK, so that's not a problem. We're going to meet up eventually sometime in the future. So moving on to 3 days and 2 hours before this is over with, Chase, one of the biggest traders in the game, hits #1 position. Now, I really wanted to know if Chase is competing as #1, so I asked someone to ask Chase because it would sound weird if I go up to him like, hey, are you gonna compete as #1? Who would do that? You know, like, it sounds silly. So I asked someone to ask them like, hey, are you gonna compete with #1? And he's like, nah, he's not even interested, doesn't even want #1. This is like a statement. Guess what, guys? I made it to #1. I can hit #1, but I'm not interested in it. It was such a cool thing to see. And the reaction, the message, nah, I'm not even interested in #1. That was pretty funny to me. And at some point, Chase maybe got bored of first place and was like, you know, that's it. It's time to drop down, and they offered a lot of acorns for sale on Discord for the cheapest price possible. And that is why I have 0 gold, because since I was busy working during that day, I had to ask a friend to do this for me. And I spent all my gold on acorns, I spent all my Robux on power chests, and that's what pushed me to 3rd place. And this was the final time I was at the top 3. And it was at this moment in time that I realized I had no chance. There's no chance at all. I can't compete with them. They are too strong. They're too powerful. I can't compete with the top 3. It's just not possible. Look at this. This looks like one of my favorite anime characters of all time, Goku, in their Super Saiyan God mode in Dragon Ball Super. And this person in this game is a god on their own. They are the #1 every time. Like, every single leaderboard challenge, they are #1. I don't even know if they have the first ever #1 leaderboard pet, but they do have the 2nd one and now the 3rd one. This was the previous one, and it looks ridiculous. That's how good it looks. In front of you is different than the picture. The picture doesn't do it justice. Like, in front of you, to see the graphics with all those things going up, it looks ridiculous. I wish I could see this in front of me, like maybe sometime in the future. But moving on to the last 2 minutes of this insanely mind-boggling, mind-challenging, mentally draining competition, I was at #5 and I was panicking. I had a dark matter turkey for the last minute, and I just got it as soon as possible. Used 800 Robux to get it dark matted, but look at what happened here. Between 2nd and 3rd, boom, they switched. They changed, like, they started to go higher and higher, and everyone started to get all of their minions all together, and they kept on jumping. And during the final seconds of this contest, I was relieved. I was so happy, jumping up in joy, but I didn't know whether the leaderboard is permanently the way it is or if it's gonna change, because as you notice, that is not Mazi top 3. That is someone else. That is Bunny. I believe their name is Bunny Power YT, and that's no longer the case. So I was going up the leaderboard to see who reached what and to see what everyone got. Viper's there, #1 Gaming Dad. We got Nikki B, YT, Young Boy 44. These are the people that I do know, and as I was seeing their names up there, really happy to see them. Sugar Biscuit, I've seen them in game once or twice maybe. And yeah, as we keep on going higher and higher, a lot of the more familiar names are there, people who keep on trading constantly. But look what happens here. #4, Mazi jumped up to 3rd place, Bunny is at 4th, I'm still at 5th, and then everyone else is so close to me, but there are different names. People who used to be at top 10 are no longer there, and it finalized with this list, and these are the winners. This is top 10, top 25, this list has been finalized. And now fast forward till about yesterday, this was what we got. This is the final list. These are the winners, the top 10 people, the top 25 people. Catty Robomax, my gosh, look at that power, look at that stat, look at those stats, you can't beat that. Nixie, I mean, wow. Well, I can't say any more than that, just wow. I can't say any more than that. But let's have a look at what these top 10 and top 25 pets, minions. I need to stop saying pets. I'm programmed to say pets. I play so many pet games that I can't even program my brain to say minions. So anyway, these are the brand new minions. I almost said it. Minions, and they look fantastic. I mean, look at this. How awesome is the fire tiger? This is called an armored turtle. To be honest with you, it looks very prehistoric. It looks nothing like a turtle. It has a shell, sure, but it doesn't have a tail like a turtle. It looks too much like a mutated ninja style Koopa Troopa. It does look sick. They both look beautiful, really absolutely gorgeous. The thing about them is I see a lot of people, they sell the top 25 as soon as they're done. As soon as they're out, they go ahead and they sell them for something like 300 million. Maybe people will buy it, maybe someone will pay 330 million, 300 million for one. And then the top 10 one, if someone is willing to sell it, goes for a crazy amount, like something like 1.2, 1.3 billion. And there will be people who will maybe pay even more just to get their hands on one, or their virtual hands on one. And now compared to the huges in the back, they are very tiny, but they're always at the very front. That's what I like about them. They're always at the front, no matter how many huges you have. They're awesome. And I just wanted to say a huge, massive congrats to Catty Robo on number 1, Nixie number 2, Mazi Mimi 68 on number 3. Absolutely phenomenal job the 3 of them have done. It has been an insane run, and to the people that helped me out throughout this journey, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. It takes so much to try to compete in the leaderboards, and that's all that we have for today, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed that. If you did, it would mean a lot to me if you can leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. The competition is still going on for those game passes. One person is going to win every single game pass in the game. All you have to do is like this video, be a subscriber, and don't forget to comment down below with your Roblox username. And that's it for today, everyone, from me, and I'll see you all on the next one.